How's it going, super friends? Welcome back to the channel. Today, I have the awesome MAFEX Night Crusader Batman to review for you. This is going to be so good. So as usual, the packaging for MAFEX's Batman here is really fantastic. They put a lot into the color scheme and the design work because although they know that they're going to get a lot of people buying these because they've ordered them online, they also do have to sit on the shelves at collector stores. And so they really want them to stand out, and they do a fantastic job all around of making sure that these are going to stand out, in opposed to and amongst all of the other collector figures that will be in stock at the same time. Being a foreign import, this thing did cost me more money than I would usually pay for something that is a domestic DC action figure, like say a DC Multiverse, but as you'll see, you do get what you pay for when you buy a MAFEX action figure. So let's just yoink him out of the box, have a quick little peekaroo at what we get when we're looking at the bubble, and then look at the figure all out. So first out of the package, we see that Batman comes with an action figure base with multiple different arms, a second interchangeable cape, one without the horns on the shoulders, and it unfurls quite nicely. We also see that Batman comes with his Batarang with a lot of long wire. Batman also comes with 3 head sculpts, one with an underwater rebreather, one being the basic head sculpt, and one being a head sculpt with extra long bat ear horns and a really angry face. To go along with the rebreather head sculpt, Batman comes with a neck piece that is not attached to a cape. Batman also comes with 5 interchangeable sets of hands, 6 if you include the ones that come on the body, and of course, we have the Batman figure itself. All this you see here is what came in the package. That's a pretty good spread. I especially like the fact that we get 3 extra heads and 2 capes. Now, before we move forward and start taking a look at the interchangeable heads on the body and switching the capes around and stuff like that, I wanted to take just a moment to focus on this here bat rope, because there is indeed A, lots of it, and B, it's a wire. We have a wired bat rope, which is really fun. I'm just going to unwind this bat rope in its entirety, and I want to see exactly how much we get for Batman's famed bat rope. Oh goodness, I'm still going. So there we have it. That's quite a bit of wire they've included here for Batman's bat rope. Now this is the Batman as he came in the package. We have his horned cape up here with the little points on the side, and then his regular head sculpt. And I feel like this probably should have been packaged differently. I feel like the other cape probably should have came with the basic head, and the shoulder horns should have probably came with the angrier head with the longer ear horns. So the first thing I'm actually going to do is I'm going to pop off the head. I'm going to take the cape off, and you're going to see how this works. You just pull it off, and you can see that there's actually a nub right here on the front of the cape, and there's a hole right here in the front of Batman's chest right there for the nub to fit into. I'm going to take that off. You can see that there's a little neck underneath where the cape neck goes, and then I'm going to take this cape, the basic cape, and just put it over top of the neck and pop that little piece in there like that, and then I'm just going to pop the head back on, and then this here is what we get. I feel like that's a much better look overall for Batman. And as you've already seen in the video, the cloth goods capes that Batman comes with, they're pretty big. There's quite a lot of cloth goods cape here. And the scallops all along the back have been sewn scallops. There aren't wires in every scallop. You have wires along the edge here, and then it skips a scallop, and then you have another wire here, and then it skips a whole bunch of scallops, and it doesn't pick up again with the wires until you get to the other side of the cape where there's 2 more wires. I will say that I do wish that the cape went over his shoulders, and it doesn't, because it's got this sculpted piece here that has been made to have it end right here at the back of his shoulders. And I really wish that the cape could go down over top of him rather than just ending right here, but that is my own little bat qualm. I think the cape is still a fantastic Batman cape. Now overall, I definitely think this is a very cool Batman. Let's take a close look at his bat emblem here I do think that they had perhaps at one point planned on painting the outside rim of his bat emblem black to match the inside bat. Mine's not perfect, but it's pretty good. It's got a little scuff down there on the bottom, a little paint scuff, but other than that, I think mine looks pretty good. Batman's utility belt looks very classic, looks very much like it did back in the day with the capsules and the great big yellow belt buckle on the front over top of his trunks here. There is a little bit of a blue wash on each of his gauntlets as well as his boots. It's a little bit darker blue wash over top of the lighter blue, and everything has been sculpted. The top of the boots have been sculpted. The top of the gloves have been sculpted. Everything has been sculpted. His overall body muscle tone looks fantastic as well. I really like this. This is so classic looking. The Batman's initial head sculpt looks fantastic. It looks very, very classic. I like this a lot. You got the grimace, you got the pointy bat ears, the white eyes, the scowl. This really gives me a very classic Batman image. Say Neil Adams. This really makes me think Neil Adams. Now let's see what Batman looks like with the rebreather head on the shoulders with this neck piece. So we're just gonna pop the head off the body, pull the cape off, push this neck piece onto the body, and we have to make sure we line up the nubs in the back too, and then push this head on top of the body. There we go. That's what it looks like. Not bad. Although the shoulders definitely look a little weird, a little janky with no cape over top of them. That's kind of strange looking. And then of course we have pointy horn shoulder, extra long bat ears, angry face Batman head sculpt, and cape combo. I feel like whoever designed this figure probably designed these two to go together, and then somehow things got mixed up when it went into the packaging. And this is a fantastic head sculpt too. These ears are a bit long and exaggerated, and I don't know how he makes his way through doorways, but still, this looks fantastic. And because it's time for the articulation segment of this video, I've actually left this neck piece on and popped on the regular Batman head so that we can actually get a better view of all of the articulation points. So, of course, the head really articulates well, having that bent / ball joint neck stem there. Very, very good. Very well articulated. More than adequate. You have these little butterfly sockets inside of Batman's arms that enable him to articulate his arms really quite far in and also quite far back, like that. And when you combine that with the actual shoulder joint, there's a lot of movement there, and you can get Batman's arms in a pretty darn good upward motion. Combining that with just spinning the arm, and of course he has full range of articulation. He's got a bicep swivel, and he's also got crunchy double jointed elbows that crunch up really nicely, and they don't look half bad while they're at full crunch. Of course, Batman's fists are on that rounded hinge, and it actually does articulate quite well. Just like his torso does as well. The torso articulates really well. It kind of looks like an open mouth if you articulate it too far back, which, you know, that's definitely a point against this. I sort of wish that it went up further to hide the articulation, but it does articulate quite well, and you're gonna have 360 with another rounded joint. So you have the two rounded ball joints in Batman's waist and in his torso. And just while we're doing that, is that an 8-pack? He's got an 8-pack. Batman's groin down here, we can see that it is articulated on two round ball joints that are also drop hinges. And you know how I feel about drop hinges. I like drop hinges when you have rounded ball joints because they enable more articulation than you would usually get. And on top of that, he has really good roundy thigh cut approximation motion there. I like that a lot. That's very good. Let's not forget Batman's knees. Batman has double jointed knees that display really well, and they crunch up nicely too. Of course, Batman has the rounded hinge in the ankle. I like how it's hidden on one side by Batman's boot, but he does have a rounded hinge on his ankles there, and it articulates quite nicely, and he has a little piece of toe articulation on each foot as well. Just for the fun of the comparison, here we have Batman in between a Mattel DC Universe Classic style Batman, and also on the other side, one that I cobbled together myself, a Kit Bash custom version of a classic Batman, followed by a DC Essentials and McFarlane Batman styled after the same look. And of course, I wanted to bring in a Superman figure from MAFEX, just to have these two iconic versions of this character standing side by side. So now that we've gone through pretty much everything, the articulation, the details, the accessories, what do I think about the Night Crusader Batman figure from MAFEX? Honestly, if you have the cash to pony up for this guy, I say go for it, because it's a fantastic, beautiful Batman figure. One that very, very well exemplifies a look and a style for Batman that he held for many years, and for many folks, it is the definitive look of the Caped Crusader, because this Batman figure is fantastic. Anyway, that's all I have to say for now, and I will see you with the next one. Have a super awesome DC day, everybody, and take care.